conversation on The Breakfast Show here on KBC English Service.
So, powerful, necessary conversation that we must have, one that is pulling back the curtain on silent struggles faced by thousands of Kenyans every single day. Today, we're shining a light on a group of warriors whose battles often go unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. We're talking about lupus and other autoimmune conditions, chronic illnesses that affect not only the body, but the mind, the family, and even the workplace. And behind every diagnosis is a story of pain, of strength, of advocacy, and of community. So today we're privileged to have with us two remarkable women who are transforming that pain into purpose. First up, we have founder of the Thrive community and is also a warrior of systemic lupus, Joy Jerop. How are you doing?
Good morning, I'm doing well.
Thank you for making time to come to the Breakfast Club. Could you move just a stick closer to the mic? Okay, there we go. Thank you for making time for coming in this morning and looking forward to having a very great discussion. Also joining her is a Caregiver and Wellness Champion, Lyne Macharia. How are you doing this morning?
I am well. Good morning.
Great stuff. Great. We love that you guys are here because this discussion is very, very necessary. Now, we like to start things off with definition. So let's look at the understanding of autoimmunity. Who wants to take that question?
I could.
All right, Joy.
Yes.
Tell us your understanding of the condition autoimmunity.
So basically, it's the body's systems fighting itself. So the body can attack healthy organs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's caused by a wide range of issues, from genetics to even things like stress. Though stress is not easily quantifiable by the medical field.
Right.
Yeah, so they want to say things like genetics. Sometimes even hormones, too much estrogen.
Wow.
So that's why it affects mostly women than men.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a very small percentage. So for every 10 people, 9 of them are women, 1 of them is a guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy statistic. Wait. Mm-hmm. So, Joy, still sticking with you, mm-hmm. As someone living with systemic lupus, what's the SLE?
Yes.
It's SLE?
Yes, systemic lupus erythematosus.
Wait. And you've described it as an invisible war. So for our audience who may not fully grasp autoimmune diseases, how would you explain what happens to your body when lupus attacks?
So first of all, it's different with everyone.
Uh-huh.
So that brings in a lot of complexities.
Yikes.
So yeah, for me, joint pains, mouth sores, weakness, general body weakness, legs feeling hot, so neuropathy. Then also it depends on the organs that are attacked. So for me, mostly it was my skin and then the urinary tract. Yeah, but all that gets sorted out with meds.
Thank God for medical intervention.
Yeah.
Indeed. Lyne, you're a caregiver. What's one thing you wish people understood about these conditions from the outside looking in?
So I wish that people understood that these conditions are treatable, especially when detected early. So that's why we continuously encourage annual wellness checks or routine checks, so that they are picked and they are acted upon, and we offer support early.
It's important to get annual checks.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Okay, Joy, in your own words, what would you say is the biggest misconception that the public has about autoimmune conditions like lupus?
That it's witchcraft.
That it's witchcraft, right?
Yes, it's not witchcraft. It's purely systemic. Yeah. Someone once told me, since your immunity is high, it's fighting itself, then go ahead and get HIV. And I was just like, okay.
What?
Yep. Yeah. So people need to be a bit more empathetic and actually just find out more information about it before making such statements. Yeah.
We're living in the information age. Ignorance cannot be a defense anymore. So, Joy, do you think that so many people, even within the health sector, still struggle to understand these conditions?
Yes, I do. we still, it's an invisible condition. Like if you look at me, you wouldn't say that I'm going through something.
Yeah.
But I could have struggled with fatigue when I woke up or joint pains, So we have cases like maybe you want to go and get a certificate of disability, because actually the UN recognizes autoimmune conditions as invisible disabilities. So sometimes people would require the certificates to be able to access services that people with disabilities normally access. So you find a situation where someone goes to get the certificate and then they're told, apana, you don't even look sick,
What?
Yeah, even if you have the medical report with you and everything, but no time you are apana, you're joking. So
That's insane.
Yeah.
What? Lynn, as a caregiver and wellness advocate as well, what's your initial understanding of autoimmune conditions? Oh, so saying as a caregiver and a wellness advocate, what's your understanding of autoimmune conditions?
So my understanding on autoimmune conditions is when the body is attacking itself. So we have a case of like lupus. I'll talk about lupus nephritis because I'm a caregiver to a kin who is a warrior for lupus nephritis. So in this case, the lupus, the autoimmune condition, which is lupus, started attacking her kidneys. And when her kidneys got attacked, the GFR or the filtration rate started going down. And with time, we picked that this was something that was going to be happening unless we initiated treatment, which was to lower her immunity. And when her immunity, now when we got into the process of lowering her immunity, we've seen the lupus has we've seen a change in that the rate is starting to go up. The filtration rate of the kidneys is starting to go up.
That's cool.
So in this case, I'd say autoimmune conditions happen when the body attacks itself, and for lupus nephritis is when the lupus is attacking the kidneys.
And Lynn, would you say over the years, because we're trying to be positive and find solutions, let's look at the last 5 years. Would you say understanding of autoimmune conditions when it comes to caregivers, would you say that it's improved? There is more understanding. Has it evolved, or is the same way? Would you say that the same way people would care for those with autoimmune diseases 20 years ago is the same thing that we're witnessing now?
Let me say slowly we are getting somewhere.
Okay.
With the awareness that people are creating online. We have people like Joy who have the Thrive community. They are creating a lot of awareness in regards to how to approach people or individuals suffering from chronic from autoimmune diseases. So I can say over the years we've seen some reasonable awareness created, and we've seen people embracing people living with lupus and caring for them differently. They are empowered to care for them differently. And
we love that. That's great. Joy, founder of the Thrive community. I would like you to share with us your own diagnosis story, because we've heard that, often go misdiagnosed for years even. What was your story like?
Well, my diagnosis happened quite quickly. I thank God for that. One day I was painting. I'm an artist.
Oh, wow.
So there was somewhere we were painting some murals, and then I was on a ladder. So I felt joint pains and this is not normal, but anyway, it will pass. Like the way you can have a quick headache and you're like, Aisha too. Yeah, so same case. And then after some few days, my friends were like, Culture, your face is... Okay, so that's my artist name. Oh,
your artist name is Culture?
Yeah, so that's the name I go by. I
like that.
Yeah, your face is swollen, what's happening? Me, I'm like, no, I'm okay. Then kiasi, mouth sores. That happened in December. That was 2019. So I went home after the gig was over. I came back, mouth sores, more fatigue, face was still swelling.
Wow.
So my bro was like, you know what, tomorrow you're going to go to hospital. So we went to Aga Khan. So the doctors looked at me and they were like, we're suspecting you could have systemic lupus erythematosus. And in my head, I'm just thinking, what is this big name? I came, you give me meds, I go home.
Right.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, we'll do some tests. So they did the tests, and I was admitted for some days. But then I was given medication that has sulfur, and I'm highly reactive to sulfur. So yeah, my body just became something else. Wounds all over the place. It was very bloody. So I was thinking that this is now the lupus. So it was quite difficult for me and my family. So I went to the ICU, came out. Then COVID hit, and everybody is in masks, and I'm just wondering, kwani now the world is changing with me, you know? I wasn't really aware of the COVID times. So that's another different story on its own. Yeah, so I went home, stayed with my folks for some time. Then I didn't like taking medication, so I kind of stopped, because now I'm like, I want to go on the natural path, herbs and everything. But eventually I went back to meds. I was given a lot of prednisone, then I got some psychiatric effects, so I became mad. It's just, my story keeps on going. Think it was over? No. Yeah. Wow. But eventually it got better. Went back to school because I had dropped out. Yeah. And now I'm here.
So much to unpack here, Joy. Okay, so wow, thank you for sharing that first and foremost. Now, you must have faced a lot of maybe did you face a lot of barriers? Were there some major barriers that you faced
during getting treatment? Well, thankfully my journey was a bit smooth, although I argued with my doctors about the medication, because already I got this sulfur reaction. So already at home we didn't want anything to do with medicine. We wanted to find alternative treatment. But then again, the doctors are like, no, you can't go that route, because not enough research has been done around that.
This is true.
You need to take medication or else you'll die. Yeah,
and these drugs were not cheap. Not cheap at all. I can imagine. So there's already the financial.
Yeah, there's the financial.
Now let's talk about the emotional, because physically, terrible. Sorry about the pain. And then it's also a burden on your pocket. But how did it affect you mentally? You said something about some medication that had you. I literally got mad, you know. Now, okay, I think what do you mean? Why did it make you hallucinate?
Yes, hallucinations. Yikes. Doing things. I wanted to run away from home, so my mom had to keep the keys.
Wow.
Yeah. Just seeing my own things. I couldn't even watch telly. Every time news came up, I just became emotional. You know, I guess the Gen Z spirit was already working, because I'd really get so angry at our leaders and start doing stuff. But then after I got better, I got into some depression, because now I'm wondering, now I'm left behind. I had dropped out of school, so a lot of things started coming into my mind, thinking about what am I going to do with my life. I'm behind my peers, so I even graduated later than my peers in campus.
Congratulations for graduating, though.
Thank you. An achievement. I finished the race. But you seeing your statuses and your friends are like, they've taken a plane to a meeting in Kisumu from Nairobi. Others have gone out of the country, and you're just there with medicine, and it was tough.
Just trying to get better and stay better. Lyne, you're a caregiver. We want to hear a caregiving story from you. Like what, maybe one, a moment as a caregiver that has stayed with you for years that you would like to share with us.
Let me say, my kin was recently diagnosed, so I'll talk about a moment last year when she got an attack, and I had to take a break from work to go take her to hospital, because we live in Nairobi with her, and the rest of the family is somehow in the village, or occupied. So juggling between getting transport from work to her place, or rather getting her to come from her place to the hospital. It was already too much, and I was panicking. There was a lot of fear and anxiety, expecting the worst. But when we got to the hospital, the doctors were very effective, and she just was taken up and when to get past. Yeah.
There must be like a certain reserve strength, you would say, that a caregiver would have, because like you mentioned, you were panicking, but the last thing you would want to do is have her see that panic in you. So what kind of how do you muster the what's, I don't know what the word is for it, but that thing that'll make sure that to give the patient the reassurance that, okay, this person will make sure that I get as much help as I need.
Let me say, to be a caregiver, you must be a very resilient person.
Resilient.
Yes, you must be very resilient. You must also look at your own well-being, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So you must be somebody who is also taking care of their own well-being before you extend the same to others. And now resilience is showed when you don't want to show up for this person when you're already very weak and panicking and anxious. So you just have to show up as that person and fit into those shoes as a caregiver. Yeah.
And let's talk about the empathy gap, where it said that some people just dismiss invisible symptoms. So could you share an experience where this lack of understanding affected your caregiving? Have you ever found yourself in that space?
Yes, I have. Sometimes we have those routine hospital visits, and because you guys don't look sick, I mean, the person you're caring for doesn't look sick. You're just dismissed from the word go, and like things are not moving as swift as you want them to move, because you don't look like you're in pain. You don't look
like you need emergency.
Like you need emergency care. So there's a lot of time gets wasted in the process, and sometimes you have to now be an advocate and stand up for the rights of the patient. You have to make a bit of noise so that things get moving. Yeah.
Joy, when you have instances where there's discrimination, stigma, or even when the fatigue is overwhelming, how do you cope? How do you cope in the workspace?
Well, so I had a job somewhere in Westlands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had. Boy. Okay.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I lost it because of lupus.
Okay.
It wasn't very clear on that, but I remember I had to go through an admission for a week, and I'm sure it affected the work routine at work. So yeah, it was kind of difficult because I couldn't ask for more days than we were given at home, because we used to have our own one work at home day policy.
All right.
And sometimes I felt like I needed 2 or 3 to recover. It was difficult. You feel like I might lose this job because now I'm asking for too much, or I'm expecting them to help me more than they've already given me the job. Yeah. So mentally I was always like holding on to myself. I would share with my colleagues in the office, but even my boss knew about it, but we only spoke about it once. And also when I wasn't feeling okay. And he used to be the kind of person who would tell you guys need to be coming here at 7 and leaving at 7. And it was hard. So yeah, eventually they told me that funding Elisha, but sometimes I usually think to myself, maybe they took in another person in my place. And yeah, she seemed to be more active and more able to do stuff. So I was just like, okay, fine, I'll just leave and do my thing, because I'm multi-talented, so it's a chance for me to explore my other gifts and abilities.
Are you still painting?
Well, we do art therapy.
Art therapy?
Yes, with the Thrive community. Yeah.
I feel like because the Thrive community happened after the job, the Westlands.
It was there. It began as a WhatsApp support group.
Okay.
Then I had let go of it a bit, but the group was still there. Yeah. So then in October, actually, I was really in my lowest, but then we decided to just do hangouts. So we started meeting. Then we started just coloring some mandalas and some flowers together, and that's how it still survived until today.
I love it. Love to hear that. There's always a bright side to everything. Lyne, you've spoken about the importance of early diagnosis, especially to prevent complications like lupus nephritis. I'm curious to know what systemic changes do you believe are necessary to promote routine checkups and early screening?
Okay, so we talked about the importance of routine checks. Early detection saves lives. So when we encourage these wellness checkups, there are findings we get from the annual wellness checkups or those routine checkups. And from those findings, we are able to intervene at that point where the disease is not advanced. For example, with lupus nephritis, kidney function test will be able to pick some. There would be things that would be picked that the doctor would advise. We start investigating what is making the maybe creatinine levels rise. So early detection saves lives. Preventive care also. We do routine checks for the preventive care bit, where we give lifestyle guidelines on those that are coming to us for checkups that can prevent illness. And also chronic disease management. If you're on the onset of getting any disease, at that point we are able to arrest it and reverse it. For example, BPs and diabetes, we're able to arrest those kind of diseases and reverse them. So that's why we encourage those routine checks.
Now, Lyne, caregivers there's a moniker that caregivers have they're considered hidden patients. They face burnout, financial strain as well, and not that much recognition. Now, you as a caregiver, what's the hardest part of this role for you?
The hardest part is balancing multiple roles. So I have to caregive, I have to be at work, I have to look at my personal life too. So there's
it's a hard balance.
Yeah, you have to know how to balance it, and it becomes very challenging considering how already it is as at now. So it becomes very hard to have our work-life balance as well as caregiving. Also the lack of finances. Sometimes we get a lot of challenges in regards to transport, medication costs, transport costs. We also have, this patient has to be on a certain diet. So again, the aspect of diet comes in, and all these require finances. Also, we don't get recognition, and it is okay. I think as a wellness champion, you do it for yourself. You don't do it because you want to get recognition. You're just there for yourself. You're fulfilling a purpose as you caregive and offer that kind of support to such kind of patients.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yes, doing the Lord's work, basically.
Her name is Lyne Macharia, Caregiver Wellness Champion. Let's get back to Joy, founder of Thrive Community. Tell us more about a Thrive Community and some of the activities that you're involved in.
So Thrive for me started because, when you're in a space with so many warriors, people tend to really glorify symptoms. Today my head was paining so much. Yours not more than mine, So I was just trying to create a space where people can actually come and get something positive, So my head is paining, so what can I do? Okay, try this solution. So the name Thrive just came up because that's what I want people to do. With autoimmune conditions, you can actually thrive. And, you can live a really normal life. So that's what I started. It initially began with a blog. So I ran a blog called Lupus Girl Thriving, and then an Instagram page, and I decided, why not? Let me do a WhatsApp group. So guys come and they actually get solutions. We talk, share with each other. Then we decided to do now meetups, monthly meetups. So we usually meet at the Memorial Park, because they have tables and chairs, and it's just a nice space for different chamas to meet. So we decided, why not? So we meet and we color a lot, we talk, we actually get to meet other people in that space. Like the last time we were there, which was in March. April, we've not had anything because we are planning the Lupus Day event.
Okay.
Yeah, so we met with some other people with chronic illnesses and we learnt about them. The guys with this one for blood. There were other lupus conditions, then diabetes. Yeah, so we learnt from each other, and it's a nice time to meet and gather and just interact.
And
we also do like online virtual meetings. So sometimes on Tuesdays, we can skip a Tuesday. Yeah, so we get like experts to come talk to us with things like insurance, things like even other people's testimonies, people on remission come and speak to us. Yeah.
Earlier on, you had mentioned art therapy. How does that work?
It's quite simple, actually. So I print some flowers and some drawings, some cards maybe for the guys, then get some colors and we color together.
Wow, you color together.
Yeah.
Wow, nice. Great little community. It's a big conversation. We are joined by Joy Jerop, who is the founder of the Thrive community. She is also a warrior when it comes to lupus. And we are also joined by Lyne Macharia, Caregiver and Wellness Champion. Want to talk about systemic gaps in advocacy now. Joy, according to a document you shared with our producer, Kenya has about 750,000 autoimmune patients, yet many lack specialists or affordable care. So here you have this great platform. Let's talk about what policy changes that you would demand today.
I think, devolution is a very good thing. And if we could have a system where even rheumatologists are available in your county hospital, as opposed to a situation where I can only go and see Dr. Simani in KNH or Dr. Genga in Nairobi. I need to see a doctor outside my home. It would be easier. Plus, these are conditions that someone can't travel for a long distance, but you're being forced to travel for such a long distance. Another thing, medication is quite expensive. It's really, really costly, There are some things called biologics. One of them is rituximab. And
biologics?
Yes.
It's like
biologics. It's like a chemotherapy. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
So it's an IV infusion. And it's really good. It's really, really great because it's really worked for me. And it was really expensive. And I needed to get 2 of them in a space of 2 weeks. And one costs about 130,000.
What?
Yeah.
So that's like 260,000 in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
But do you once you've had the second one, will you require another later?
It depends. It depends on how your body responds.
Yikes.
Yeah, it depends on how your body responds. But also, you still have to take some other medication like mycophenolate. Yeah. So, and mycophenolate is quite expensive. I think a tablet goes for 75 shillings. And
this is one that you have to take daily.
On a regular, either 2 times 1, 2 of them in a day or 4 of them in a day, depending on
how your body reacts.
Yeah, and responds.
I tell you,
it's tough.
They need to devolution, and also
cheaper meds. Yeah.
I like those. Thank you for that, Joy. Lyne, organ donation is critical for lupus-related kidney failures, yet culturally, it's a tough conversation to have. So what do you think are the biggest cultural or systemic barriers in Kenya around this issue?
Okay, let me say that there's delayed registration. Some people just support organ donation on theory, but practically they never show up. They never show up to register themselves as donors. Secondly, we have cultures and religions that limit people to donate, because imagine donating part of your kidney to somebody else, and already culturally it looks like a taboo. So it limits a lot of people from participating in the donation process. Also, there's lack of awareness in this area of organ donation in this country. When you talk to people, like when I've told my friends that I will be donating, and these are people that we went to school with, I expect them to, have an idea or a clue, and their response is quite wanting, because why would you donate a kidney? Like, how are you going to survive? They don't understand basically that you can survive with one kidney.
Right.
So there's a lot in regards to lack of awareness in organ donation. Also, there's lack of support.
Lack of support.
Generally, there's lack of support. You see, before you donate an organ, there are a lot of processes that you must go through. Medically, you must be tested, and you realize some of these tests need a lot of money. So if you don't have, if you're not walking a journey with a wellness provider, or somebody who is going to sponsor you, it becomes very challenging. So you end up even failing to donate all the same.
I swear. So Lynn, how do you think? How do you suggest we change up this narrative?
I believe that awareness creation is going to play a very vital role in encouraging people to donate. So Joy and I are working on something in regards to creating more awareness on donation of organs, especially for people suffering from lupus, nephritis. So we intend to reach out to as many people as we can, and also to partner with the media in regards to creating awareness for organ donation.
Joy, when it comes to living with symptoms that aren't always visible, it could you agree it could feel like kind of isolating, right? So how do you handle the mental toll on it? Because I'd want to believe that a support system, I guess like Thrive Community would really come in handy when it comes to this, but I'll let you explain.
I think I've really learned to speak out for myself. And also setting boundaries. Like, I can't go out past this time. I can't come to every activity that my friends are doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Even like if I'm in a work environment, I'll tell you, by the way, I can't come earlier than this time, and I have to leave later. I can't leave later than this time. I can't do some things. I can't lift heavy things, So really, it's just me learning to speak up for myself, because I can tell you I'm tired, but I don't look tired. But yes, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it, and there's nothing I can do about it. So just being firm about it. It's a learning journey. And then also me giving myself some grace. Like, okay, Joy, today you're tired, so chill. Watch a movie. Listen to some music. It's not that serious.
Give yourself some grace. And also be firm.
And faith is also good.
And faith.
Yes.
There we go. Hallelujah.
Amen.
I love that. Now, Lynn, I'm about to put you on the spot because you knew this question was going to come your way eventually. Caregivers, they also get tired. Okay? Caregiver burnout is a real thing, but it's not acknowledged. So how do you take care of your own mental health in a space where you're constantly giving emotionally? It also takes a toll on you. So how do you take care of your own mental health without crushing and burning or giving up? Because it's a lot of work, and you even said it yourself.
Okay, let me say at some point last year I actually gave up. Oh. Yes, I actually gave up. But again, giving up is not a solution. So I am a very active person myself. When it comes to physical fitness, I am a very active person physically. Okay. I am also songwriter, so I bury myself into music. I do a lot of music.
Wow.
And also, my sister, in this case, we have things that we do together. Occasionally, like weekly, we have a list of things that we do together. And this has helped us, create that bond and also get to understand each other in terms of, she tells me sometimes I didn't like how you handled this last time. And I tell her also I didn't like how you reacted to this last time. And we just have our own moments of catching up. Right. Also, boundaries. You must have boundaries. You don't have to, do some things when you don't really feel like you must not do them. So take a break sometimes. Take a break, pause, reflect. But all in all, we are managing.
Managing.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you keep up the spirit. It's great. It's great stuff, Lynn. So, Joy, let's talk about the Thrive. Thrive has an awareness hangout.
Yes.
That's coming up May
10th.
May 10th. Okay, so I know that there's mental health talks, caregiving sessions. Tell us more about this community, this event, and how because there might be a listener out here right now who would want to come through for it. So walk us through that one.
Yes. So May 10th is World Lupus Day. But because Thrive is a community with other sisters and brothers from autoimmune conditions, we decided to make it Lupus and other autoimmune conditions awareness hangout.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be happening at the Kenya Institute of Special Education, KISE, in Kasarani. Yeah, and it's going to be a big event. There'll be a hangout session and then panel talks and discussions, artist performances. So we'll have different tents for places where people can just go learn at their own pace about autoimmune conditions, mental health and wellness, lifestyle. Some physiotherapists will be there, so we'll be having some working out, so kuja mpige tizi. And it's going to be a really nice day for awareness. We'll also be doing some fundraising. We still are. And we hope people can help other people get medication, get treatment, physiotherapy. Yeah.
It's going to be on a Saturday.
It's going to be on a Saturday.
A Saturday fun day.
Fun day from 9 to 9 to 6 p.m. And we'll also be having some art activities going on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, culture has to showcase her talents. Why not? Why not? Could you comment on the importance of on the power, rather, I would say, of community healing?
Oh wow, it's quite powerful. You don't really know it until you're in the middle of it. Yeah. Because for me, I remember I had people fundraise for the first admission. And I didn't know people actually cared until that moment. But also just meeting together and talking about issues that you both relate with, as a community. Oh, so I'm not alone. Okay, you live there feeling stronger and better. Yeah, and also just finding someone else who is going through what you're going through. And seeing how far they have come and how far they want to go. And they actually have goals that they're working towards. Na wewe unajiuliza, why not me? Why not me? Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Lynn, for someone newly diagnosed or caring for a loved one, what's your one message of hope for them?
I would say together, through compassion, we can make a difference. So I'm encouraging any newly diagnosed person, they are not alone, to know that they are not alone. And we have support groups. They can join support groups. The support groups have been really impactful in our journey.
There we go.
We have sessions that we discuss. We talk about lupus. We have people who have really managed their conditions for a long time and they are coping very well. So it is doable. We can walk this journey together. Yeah.
Well said, well said. Joy, founder of the Thrive community, if we wanted to support Thrive, how do we go about that?
So we have a PAYBILL. So the PAYBILL number is 400-200. That's through Cooperative Bank. And the account number is 1026-851. The account name will read NATASH, MULOKO, and Joy Jerop. Yeah, Natasha is my partnerships director.
All right. Yeah. Well done. And we definitely will support. As we are about to wrap up, Lynn, what's one small action our audience can take today to make life easier for autoimmune warriors or caregivers?
Be compassionate, at least.
Compassionate.
Yes, be kind, be compassionate. We need that a lot. Yeah.
All right. Now, finally, and each of you, I'd love to get a response from each of you. Your message to anyone listening today, whether they're living with an autoimmune condition or they're caring for someone who is, or simply just trying to understand. We want what's because I want us to end this on with a note of hope. So, what would be the message that you would want for that one living with, that one caring for, or someone who's just looking to understand more about these conditions. I will start with Joy.
So for someone living with an autoimmune condition or even caring, I'd say own your journey. You know, after you pray about it, there's solutions. There's always a way out. And you just have to do the hard work of doing the research and finding out what I can do. Don't just sit and wait for help. Yeah. Try and do something about it. But it's doable. It's really manageable. And it's a journey. And you won't stay on that particular spot when you started. You'll find yourself somewhere and you'll be like, oh, look how far I've come. I'm actually healthier. I'm stronger. I'm better. So, yeah.
Keeping it moving.
Keep it moving, man.
I like that. Lynn, what's your message?
Okay, my message is for someone living with, or for someone caring for somebody living with an autoimmune disease, self-care, practice self-care. You know, practice healthy habits, because healthy habits are the building blocks to really, you know, creating the life that we desire. So practice those small healthy habits daily, and self-care. Prioritize your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, and together we can overcome these autoimmune diseases. Yeah.
Very well said. Gotta love it, love it, love it. Lyne Macharia, caregiver and wellness champion. Jerop, founder of the Thrive community and also warrior of systemic lupus. Thank you so much for coming in. I love your bravery, and I wish you a great one on the 10th of May.
Asante.
Which we will definitely be coming through to support. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And you know what? With every single day, we appreciate your courage. Keep on fighting. Keep up the good work, and may the community grow into something much, much larger. And thank you for your time as well. I bid you to have a great day from here.
Asante
Thank
sana.
you.
Pia nyinyi.
This is The Big Conversation on The Breakfast Show here on KBC English Service.